Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm just out here doing the evening milking, and I got to thinking, maybe I should do a little bit of a video talking about milking Daisy and feeding the little bottle calf. Maybe you guys are looking at getting a cow of your own, wondering what it takes to take care of it and milk it, what kind of work goes into it, and especially when it's cold out. We get down to minus 35, minus 40 at times. The milking machine that I bought it on a little bit of a budget. And I'm kind of thinking maybe I regret buying this exact model. This one is just a piston pump. It's a canister that rides on the front. You see them at Uncle Wiener's is where I got it from. Your piston pump creates a vacuum with a check ball on the lid. It sucks the air out of the canister and spits it out the top of the piston pump. And when you got warm liquid in a cold environment, it's letting off moisture, steam into the air. That steam goes up the air line into the piston pump, and you'll see steam coming out of the top and a little bit of moisture. Well, if you don't dry it out completely by morning, or if it's your morning milking, by evening, it's froze up solid. Then you're out here with the little pink hair dryer that you had to rob from your daughter because you couldn't find your heat gun, and every morning and every night getting this ball for unfrozen, getting the piston freed up, getting the hoses loosened up. I used to bring it back into the house, but my wife didn't really care for the barnyard tracks in the house. Yeah, that didn't go good. So I ended up just leaving it out here and fighting with it, because that's better than fighting with the wife, you know what I mean? Probably do, yep. Well, Daisy's screaming at me, so I better hurry up and get doing what I need to be doing here. What I do to get it going, I take the suction cups, put it in a pail of clean, straight, hot water, as hard as you can get it out of the tap. That's good enough. Turn the pump on, suck all the hot water into your canister, leave it in the canister while you bring your milk cow in, and that warms your tank, it warms your lines, it warms the suction cup, and you might have to use the hair dryer on the piston pump. I know I do pretty well the whole time. Put the cups on, hair dryer. Make sure the lid's on, hair dryer. It should be built on, you know what I mean? She's getting impatient, so I better get going here. So I'll put the treats down, and then once it's ready, we'll go out and bring her in. Hopefully, the little guy came with her. Usually, he likes a chauffeur. I'm hoping that's him making noise out there. But anyway, let's go bring Daisy in. Oh, there is the little guy. He must be hungry. And Daisy. I'll meet you in the barn, Daisy. Oh, you want to follow me? Alright, let's go. Okay, so now, at this point, if you leave the water in, make sure you don't forget to pour it out. Little guy doesn't like watered down milk, apparently. And this is where it's very important. If you're going to be milking a cow for you to drink it, you got to make sure that everything is nice and clean before you put the suction cups on. If there's anything down there on the teats, it'll go into your milk. And you don't want that. Doesn't taste very good, I'd imagine. I just dip a rag in. It's a soapy water. Make sure everything's nice and clean down here and ready for milking. But for me, since the little bottle calf is going to be drinking all the milk, apparently, I'm not going to worry about wiping it dry. Now, at this point, you're going to want to take your cups, invert them upside down, and when it's hanging upside down, I don't know if you could see that, the hoses are all pinched. What you want is for there to be a seal. That way the can build up enough vacuum so that when you turn the cup right side up and put it on the teat, there's enough vacuum to latch it and hold it on. If the vacuum's not high enough, the cup will fall off. And usually what I do is when I see a cup is done pulling milk, I'll take that suction cup off. And the back usually has more, so it usually stays on just a little bit longer. And then once all the cups are off, I'll take one of the cups and I'll just go to each one and make sure she's completely empty. And this one's done. I'm not sure if you can see it on the video or not, but in this little sight glass here, you can see when the milk is flowing, and when nothing is flowing, it just kind of looks a little darker. I don't know if you can see that right there, there's quite a bit coming out still. See it stop, and I'm just ever so slightly just pulling downward just a little bit, and then when it breaks suction on its own, that's when you know it's pretty much done. And they're flabby, wrinkly. Yeah, straight into the bottle and straight to the calf. You know, he would sure save me a lot of time if he would just get it right from the store, you know what I mean? Instead of making me do all the work of milking her for him. But she doesn't take kindly to him. Whenever he goes too close to her, she kind of headbutts him a little bit. And usually she gives about 2 gallons a day, so she'll fill that bottle about 1.5 times, 2 times. Morning and night. Right now while he's drinking, this is where I would be cleaning the milk can. There's just a little bit of milk left down in there. So what I'm gonna do is refill his bottle, which empties out my milk can, and then I can clean that while she's finishing having her treats and while he's finishing his bottle. What you're gonna do is you're gonna drop your cups down into a pail of hot soapy water, well, lukewarm soapy water. If you use hot, it could cook the milk into the hoses, and then that's hard to clean out. But you're gonna use warm soapy water, put your cups in, and then turn your milker on. You're gonna wanna create suction, pull the water through your lines, clean your lines out, and then what I do, I'll shut the vacuum pump off. I'll pick up the canister and I'll shake it, and that'll get lots of soap water up in the lid, and it'll get everything all cleaned out. Go dump your tank, and then you'll repeat that process, taking your cups out and put it in your clean non-soapy water, and that'll rinse everything out. And then do the same thing, shake it up, get all your soap out, and then when you're done, take your canister, invert it upside down, let it hang if you have a nail. Mine had a handle, and I broke it off because it was just tack welded. So I just sit mine down on the floor, let it sit upside down overnight. Most of it freezes to the tank and the top of the lid. So I gotta chip the ice off. That was all the little ice nibs around the top of the canister. Had to knock them off so the rubber can make a seal. No seal, no vacuum. No vacuum, no milk. See what I mean? If you're leaving your milker outside hang your cups, let your hose drain down, and I move this out to the middle more so that there's an angle from the nail all the way down to the milker. Oh, hi Daisy. So anyway, so the water runs out of the hoses. If you leave your hose like this and there's water in there, it'll freeze and then you gotta heat it and then you can't get a suction to your cups and no hot water. It doesn't work, if you know what I mean. Right, Daisy? You've seen me do that a few times. Right? Little guy's done. He's just kind of hoping that it refills itself. Usually it does, but that's all she gave. Well, that's about it for now. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one.